And we're back for round 3 action here at the Cascais Women's Pro. My name is Peter Mel alongside Rosie Hodge, and we've got another crack over heat. Courtney Conlogue, Sally Fitzgibbons, and Lakey Peterson, 2 surfers from the US of A, and the lone Australian. And there is a big movement. The ladies in this next heat saw something different and have moved to the south bank, so we'll see a different style wave. Probably going to lift in consistency. The tide is starting to drop out substantially, so the women here have seen something a little bit different and have made the move.
How much this place can change in a few hours.
Looks like some opportunity here. Looks like the white jersey of Lakey Peterson on the backhand. Starts off with a quick carve, and that wave moves into the deeper water. And then now, Courtney Conlogue on the backhand. Defending champion, needs to keep pace with Tyler Wright to keep this race as tight as it is.
That was a good looking wave from Courtney. She likes it, and yeah, that's really what it's about right now. Tyler Wright moving straight through to the quarterfinals. It means it's up to Courtney.
She's got to keep pace, you know. She's got to have 2 more heat wins, and we move on to the next event as we watch the replay here.
This is almost, you know, a carbon copy of Huntington Beach South Swell left that would be coming through. I mean, Courtney just really loves that kind of wave, and you can see her surfing just shines when she's offered that little bit of wall. You see the tiny bit of a claim there.
As you see, up and riding, this is Sally Fitzgibbons, a bit of a right-hander here. It's got a nice wall. Beautiful arc. Closeout move to finish.
Wow.
Wow, what a start.
I like this. I mean, Sally was the standout performer from round number 1. So, you know, we spoke about that 13th that she suffered at low trestles, and now she's really got to redeem herself.
And this first exchange now starting to see scores posting as we see the replay of Sally Fitzgibbons last.
Yes, Sally Fitzgibbons just picking off a beautiful right-hander. Watch that bottom turn straight into that carve, throws so much spray, and then projects that board out the lip. Love that fast twitch movement of Sally Fitzgibbons. Looks like she's going to give it another dig here.
Oh, this is the white jersey of Lakey Peterson as she drives through this section. Doesn't see a whole lot of opportunity through the inside. And again, lifted in consistency. Ton of waves being ridden here on this part of the beach. Swallows way more swell. Again, nice execution there of several maneuvers from Sally Fitzgibbons. We've got scores for Lakey Peterson coming in. Sally Fitzgibbons is owed as we see the replay.
Yeah, here we go. Sally dropping in. Quick bottom turn off the top just to gain some speed. Knifing through that section. That board looks like she is just glued to it. It's just so fun to see a surfer that's so connected to their equipment. And Lakey Peterson, that late prone takeoff. This wave kind of just runs into that flat, mushy section. I think wave selection on this peak is going to be so important. You see that one that Sally got, just had that little bit of cup to it.
Usually,
you've probably free surfed in the morning. This morning was tough conditions. A lot of water moving around.
A little chilly, so that plays a toll. Okay, here we go. Live action. This is Lakey Peterson on the forehand. Doesn't see much down the line, so she kicks out. So another small score for Lakey. As you can see, when this lower tide as well, you start to see those bigger sets. They'll break outside, but they're wanting to sit on that region that has the best opportunity. And here we go, Sally. Picking up a mid-range set wave, but she saw opportunity down the line. It was going to give her this steeper face. And there she goes for the rail grab reverse. Had it rotated, but then fell off. I mean, and you wonder if, I mean, you would say that probably fatigue not going to play a factor, but I mean, we talked about it.
Early pro and the Swatch Pro had finished, and you could see that she was definitely working on the more progressive maneuvers, going for airs and just trying one specific end turn. I think she's really trying to add that to her repertoire. See, that's a frothy little wave, but she's finding that little bit of water to work with, and she knows that if she's going to convert this into a score, she's got to throw down something pretty big that goes for that reverse. Unable to ride out of it, but a good attempt.
I think if you were to take a reflection back to, say, last year, and we saw some of the scores that came down for progressive moves from the women.
Puns, but it kind of like did that as well. But yeah, like I was like underneath it.
Buddies hanging out, talking shop. Love it as we watch live action here from Courtney. Nice section here. And kicks out. Interesting. I don't know if that's going to be another great score, as we see now behind Sally Fitzgibbons. Another right-hander. She's been eyeing these as she's laying into that second maneuver. Nice steep face in front of her again, throwing a layback, getting a little bit of variety, different angle of attack.
I like it, right in front of her competitor Courtney, and Courtney would be a little bit bummed that maybe she didn't wait for that second wave of the set. It seemed to just offer up a little bit more punch.
So Courtney is now in second, needing a 7.6 as we watch the full replay here of that last one.
5-2-3-4 Courtney. You see a great setup to stay in that critical section. That wave unfortunately just flattens out. Then she finds a little more wall to work with, throws a bit of spray, gets a little hung up, and then kicks out. So let's also have a look at Sally Fitzgibbons, who was up right behind Courtney, wrapping cutback. She's also just trying to find the goodness in this wave. She decides to mix it up with that layback right in front of Courtney. So bam, perspectives. Yeah.
And allowing the judges to have their own perspective is exactly what you want. That's why they're on the panel. Here we go. Paddling. Choosing the left-hander on the backhand.
Ooh, Courtney.
And she realized that wave probably didn't have quite the scoring potential through the inside. At this point, she needs a big score. Needs an 8.66. You would say that Sally, with 12 minutes to go, is going to try and improve the two-way total. So you figure Courtney's strategy at this point would match what we saw from Sally already?
Yeah, let's just have a look. Lakey. I mean, that was... Sorry, Peter, I was just kind of baffled that Lakey, with priority, went on that wave. And even the one that Courtney took off on previously, that left-hander, Lakey had the priority.
Here we go. Sally, first move, up and over the lip, drifts it, sets up the second move. Nice, strong carve, straight to the bottom. Another snap. Great surfing here. As she had great flow, connects it, kicks out with taking the heat win early. Let's watch this wave here.
Yeah, I really love that approach. I mean, that bottom turn that she's doing, she's just utilizing that power section of the wave, that power pocket's just lending her the rhythm to just keep connecting her turns, and just every time she comes out of a turn, she's got as much speed as when she went into it, which really does look so beautiful.
10 results you'll have in your scoreline, but 2 of them you get to throw out at the end of the season. Now, Lakey up and riding on the backhand. Quick snap. And a second one. Sets up the inside here. Nice connection with the lip for the final move. That'll be Lakey's best wave. Behind her on another right. Sally is going to stay busy. And just matched or just slightly higher than her best wave, a 7.33. So Sally sitting on a pair of 7s in about 7 minutes time. We've got live action here as Courtney trying to mount a comeback here in the back half of this heat. Beautiful first section there. Takes it off the top with speed. Beautiful roundhouse cutback. Next section, vertical. And attacks it. So 3 solid moves. I think that's the answer as Team Courtney. Judges have already locked in the score. An 8.5, so the highest single wave of the heat. Still in second, but now only needs a 6.06.
Wow, this is interesting, and pretty much sold Sally Fitzgibbons on this wave. Courtney Conlogue did.
Nice solid turn as she sets up the inside. Another beautiful wrap with style. Connects with the lip and drifts the fins.
Wow, what an answer back.
It was a good answer back.
I think we need to have another look at it, but I was impressed with that end section. I mean, just so solid the way Sally's surfing at the moment.
Lakey Peterson up and riding. Glides over that foamy section. Picks up a bunch of speed, looking for the last move. Tags it off the top. So Lakey, as we see a beautiful turn there from Courtney. Again, now she carries a ton of speed into this last section. Drills it off the top. So again, a lot of consistency in this heat, a lot of action happening. Lakey Peterson with a pair of fours fighting from behind in a combo situation for the lead, which means that she needs 2 solid scores in order to catch Sally. We're waiting on a score from Courtney.
Courtney Conlogue on her backhand, smaller scores, and let's just have another look here. Courtney, we kind of missed this first section. Let's just really dig into what she did there. Staying in that pocket, second turn, another in the pocket slice. Now she's just looking to do that little hop to this inside section and just muscles her way through and negotiates that end section, and just a near miss of the surfboard on the flick out. And now Lakey, she's comboed. She needs to just start fresh and really recalibrate. She's looking to find a little bit of momentum. It's interesting to see, I mean, the contrast between the 3 surfers in the water at the moment. Sally's just looking like she's got that timing just so down, and Courtney's also starting to find that rhythm. Let's have a look. This is her 8.5 that we're having a look at. The judges just looking at the replays. 3 solid turns.
Scores coming in now for Sally Fitzgibbons. Last does not factor in a 6.23, so that leaves Courtney with that last wave. Was it a 6.06 to take back the lead, or take the lead? And we're seeing more action out here in the lineup. Priority is with Sally, but Courtney's going to take it here. Glides that first foamy section, setting up with speed. Beautiful arc. Looking for some vertical face here. Another snap. Ton of speed now. Looking for the finish.
Ooh.
Connects.
Sally might be kicking herself. Oh, but there we go. Sally utilizing that priority. So we've seen a bit more face to work with. But Sally, wow, interesting.
So again, scores now 2. Let's take a look at the last of Sally.
Yeah, this is Sally was up straight off to Courtney, utilizing her priority like we mentioned. Doing that cut back, but now trying to find that bit of speed. Big turn, but I would say that's even incomplete. I don't think she rode that out.
I think it's almost, though, that she was probably trying to
regain priority.
But I don't know. She didn't look like she was working very hard. There's last of Courtney's.
Yeah, this is an important wave. Muscles through that section, throws a lot of spray, and this wave really found a bit of face. This end turn was something that we really just have to give a lot of credit to Courtney for negotiating that so well. Picked her maneuver choice on that end section was just so fluid.
Well, there you go. 6.67 on the wave previous. We're still owed the score for that wave.
Here we go. Tyler Wright did it on her last exchange to make the heat and go straight into the quarterfinals. Courtney was put on the ropes on the back foot, and she's just clawed her way back into first place. So interesting to see the fight and the determination coming from the front runners. That's why they're finding themselves in that position, going for that world title.
7.37 for last of Courtney. She extends her lead. A 2.57. You called it incomplete from Sally Fitzgibbons. So, all Sally in the beginning of the heat, all Courtney in the back half. She takes a win and moves on to the quarterfinals. What a heat.
That was incredible. I mean, wow, Courtney Conlogue just staying collected and aggressive too. So really bringing that fire to this round number 3.
So there you have it. You can see a little jiggy jig from Mom. She likes it. As we clear the heat draw, that is it official. Courtney Conlogue takes the win.